So in closing, the very last question that I have for you is this. Um, in looking at Igbo tradition and cultural expression as we have it today, what do you think is possibly, as far as you know, the single most effective Igbo cultural expression that Afro Americans and Afro Caribbeans of the diaspora can benefit from?
Marriage and family, hands down. Um, Igbo traditions are the traditions in Omenala around marriage uh, uh, is what we need. Child rearing, and the other one is the economic system. The Igbat, Ig, I want to say it right. Um, my goodness, it's the Igbo apprenticeship system, Igba Odibo, wherein someone who is so say you have a business, you're a successful person, there's someone in the community, a family member, etc., that is maybe poor of a different economic standing. You would go, a young man from this poor family would go serve and work under this individual and basically be trained in a trade, in a skill. And then after 7 years, they would be set up to start their own business. This is the economic system that got Igbos back on their feet after the Biafran War, also known as the Nigerian Civil War. So this economic system is something we could use today. I mean, TED Talks have been done about it. Harvard business articles have been written about it, how successful it is. And that's something we need in our community. And the other one is marriage and family, because Igbo culture has high regard for women. And it among us Hebrew Israelites.
Can you stop for a second?
Mm-hmm.
I'm well aware that even that the conscious community, I say that very loosely, they seem to think that the Bible has a very shallow way of thinking when it comes to women. Which anyone who reads the Bible, we almost want to ask, well, what Bible have you been reading when you formed that opinion? Saying that, seeing that Igbo tradition and culture is reflective of what we see in the Torah, how can it possibly and imaginably even be conceived that a person would think that the Bible, its tradition, its culture, and its laws don't stand the purpose of protecting women, uplifting women, praising women, right? Dare I say, the Creator says of Hawa, Eve, that she should be man's Nezer Chanegdo, Ezer Chanegdo, right? Where the term Ezer, and I don't care who gets offended when I say this, Ezer means a deliverer. God himself surnames himself in 1 Samuel chapter 7, verse 12. He says to Samuel, erect a stone pillar, and you are to call it Even Ezer, because it is here that I delivered and saved the children of Israel from the hand of the Philistines. The Creator calls himself a Ezer because he saved us, he delivered us. He was our Moshienu, our Savior. So isn't that the title that was given to the first woman?
Absolutely.
She was a deliverer and a savior to man. How can a culture that regards women as having the ability to deliver and save man as a savior, how could that culture could even remotely be conceived of as a culture that doesn't hold women to a high threshold and standard? So I say that now because you just said Igbo culture holds women to the highest standard. Please do continue.
Of protection. And I want to say that it's not a culture where I'm not talking about feminism. I'm talking about even the practices around Nita. is sensitive to who we are as women, to for another woman to come and serve and cook in your house, and you being able to take that time. We're in a Western culture where productivity is paramount. You're working, you're on your feet, you could be 9 months pregnant, you could be on NIDA, etc. Any woman knows. If we could just have a break during that time, most of us, if we could have a break during that time, you know what I mean? And Omanala provides for that. It goes beyond Torah, like you said. It goes beyond, okay, not having relations with your spouse during that time, but also sanctifying that time as a time of rest and reset for the woman. And so that's what I mean. It has respect for everyone's role. Women are only a woman can initiate divorce. It's not in Omanala. It's not that a man could just write a writ of divorce. It's the woman who would do it.
Right.
Women receive inheritance. And in Omanala, you're given land. When you're married, you're also given land. You're not just marrying this person. And that goes to one of the first things that I really noticed when I was engaging with the text, with Zarabi Alona's text, was like, wow, we're in the West, and a lot of Israelites, we're practicing forms of polygyny, and we're doing it without any context, any understanding of how that should look. And I'm not saying, I'm not on one side or the other to say that, monogamy only or polygyny only. I'm saying to rebuild our culture, we need all these options open to us.
Come on.
Because in Omanala, there was in Igbo land, there was no prostitution before the Europeans came. Widows are taken care of. People who widows are taken care of, and plural marriage satisfied. It wasn't just about satisfying physical desires, etc., or being some expression of the man's wealth. It's really about making sure every woman is taken care of and honoring her position. And so, we sexualize everything in our, in this, the time that we live in, the world that we live in. But a lot of times it's just about that woman having a home, being covered and being protected. And that is what we find in Omanala. And I think that, our Israelite communities would really do well to seek out Omanala for the understanding of how to live in families, how to repair broken families, how to cover single mothers, how to make sure children are raised under the shelter of a strong family, etc. I could go on and on, but family and economics